And thanks for staying with us as we begin the 4 p.m. hour here at WFAA TV. If you've been watching for the past several minutes, you are aware that we have been following this breaking news through ABC News this afternoon. A crowd outside the courthouse there in New York City, where Sean Diddy Combs has just been sentenced to more than 4 years in prison. Morgan Young has spent the day listening in on that sentencing hearing. She joins us from the Breaking News Center right now. Morgan, what can you tell us for those folks who haven't been watching this special coverage from ABC News here in the past little bit?
Well, Jason, I can tell you today's sentencing hearing was long. It started at 9 this morning Eastern time and really just wrapped up within the last 30 minutes. Sean Diddy Combs was sentenced to 50 months for 2 counts of transporting for the purpose of prostitution. And like you said, I've been following this hearing all day via posts and reports from reporters inside the courtroom. This was a federal trial, so no cameras were allowed inside. You know, what this sentence came down to, according to the judge in this case, was really accountability. No, Combs was not convicted for the more serious trafficking and racketeering charges, but the judge said he had many victims. He had abused and coerced multiple people and had made a lasting impact on a number of lives. This was an emotional day in court. Combs' children testified on his behalf. He addressed the court, apologizing to his family, the community, and those he's impacted. You know, prosecutors in this case wanted 11 years. Combs' attorneys wanted 14 months, and for him to be released in December, since he's been in custody for about a year. Ultimately, the judge in this case determined 11 years was not reasonable, but 14 months wasn't enough. So 50 months, that's about 4 years.
That I thought that they pulled out nicely there in the ABC News coverage. They were talking about how Combs had, sort of made this plea to the judge that, he wanted to turn things around and sort of take a different track in life. And the judge making it clear that, yeah, you can do that, especially toward the end of this sentence that I'm going to give, even though it's going to be a much longer sentence than you and your team are asking for here.
Well, absolutely. And one of the things that happened really early today that was significant was that the judge said that he would be able to consider behavior that Combs had been acquitted for. So no, he's not being sentenced for the charges that he was not charged for, but that all of the accusations and all of what's been proven that he actually did would be brought into consideration. And at one point, the judge said, yes, you've done all these things for the community, but that does not cancel out what we know to be true, the video of the abuse we saw with Cassie Ventura that was very publicized a while back. So all of those things came into consideration. And again, this time that was given came down to accountability for victims of domestic violence and really sending a message in cases like these.
Morgan Young in our Breaking News Center in the WFAA newsroom. Thanks so much for staying on top of that hearing today and bringing us the very latest here. Really appreciate it.